Okay, before we begin, is there anything you want to know, guys? Is there any doubt? Okay, does Animix Club have any separate website platform like GDSC does? See, Animix Club is still recently newly formed, so there is no such website yet. We will be launching that website soon. So just to clarify, GDSC is different club and Animix is different club. But since I'm the head of the Animix club, I thought like this could be a good opportunity. That's why I have shared the GDSC link over there also, Animix on the Animix club group. So don't get confused. So do you guys have any uh, doubts regarding the previous sessions, like things you want me to repeat? Is there anything like that? If anyone wants to talk to me, you can start. Means raise your hand. Okay. There is like few criteria, like we cannot share the link before we complete this session. So today is the last session. So hopefully I will share the recording of all three sessions together today itself after this meeting. But yeah, we actually publish these videos on YouTube, so you can search DSC MIT over there. I will let you know, guys, about this. I will share everything in the mail after this event, so don't worry about that. So, guys, let us start this session. So, since there are no questions yet, and no one is raising the hand, so we will move forward. So, I will share my screen. So, okay, here are we. So, what we are going to do today? So, as I have planned all these sessions, so I was hoping we could have a dynamic. Let me open the my design file. Mm, okay. So if I search like CAD to INR. What is CAD? It's a Canadian dollar to INR. It is a Indian rupee. So the rate is 58.34. So if I refresh this page, like here you can see now it is 32. Again, if I refresh the page, it might change. It changes like frequently. It changes. So if I do this like tomorrow, then the rate will be different. So how you can make your app dynamic? Like you can just have a fixed amount, like always multiply the number with 58.32, and you will get the Indian rupees from the Canadian dollar. But let's say your app is still running after like 10 years and the rate is now 70 rupees, or like let's say 30 rupees, then your app is basically useless. Okay, so there are like few things you can use to make your app dynamic. Like for such thing, there is one term called API. So here it is one API which provides a good what do you say like good frequency currency rate. So here is one demo. If I refresh the page, so here you can see if you convert 1 USD to 1 INR, you will get 74 rupees 0.46985. So it will give you exactly, if I write you instead of USD in the URL, if I write CAD, so now it will give Canadian dollar to INR, which is 58.303348. So, and this is dynamic, guys. So if you refresh this page after like 2 to 3 days, it will give you the updated value. So that is the thing you get when you use API. So Again, if you guys have any questions, you can raise the hand as well. You can put your doubts in the chat message. Still, can anyone confirm, like, is my screen visible and I'm audible? Like, just anyone put yes or no. Yes, guys, am I audible? Okay, yes, Neeraj, thank you. Okay, okay, Shreyash. Let me see the message. Yes, 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 it is, and you are audible. Okay, guys. So this is one method where you can do this, and how you could get this API. So you can make your own APIs. There is no problem in that, but it is a complex process. Like I have hosted my JSON file on GitHub, and if I just use this raw, here you can see I'm getting the data from the this URL, and I can use this data whenever I want in my app. So such kind of things can be used in app development. So let me tell you how you could have this API to use. So you could just log in. You have to use the free version. If I go in free version, so get your API key. You need to go over here and put your email. I'm not robot and everything, and get your free key. And it will give you a number. Let me show you what is the number. My number, and yes, if you are not getting such kind of, not a number, it's a key. This is my key. You can use my key, but it will be very restricted. Like, still it is a free version. If I go in pricing, let me show you how it is priced. So pricing premium, refresh after every 60 minutes. Here are the features, and if you are using like free version, I'm not able to see what are the perks. Okay, currency pair are request to number of requests per hour, means only you can refresh the, means you can use this API 100 times in hour. Okay, and date range in history. Okay, you can get only data of only 8 days prior to the current date, and allow back in history. Okay, so these are limitation for the current for the free version. And yes, this is like okay for our app. Before we build, we can use free versions, so don't, no need. So this is my authentication key, API key, sorry. I will paste that in the link, but I highly suggest you make your own API key. But still, if you are not able to get the key, you can use mine. So I have showed, like, you just okay, sorry, you just go here, get your free API key, enter your email ID. So let me show you one example. I will use one temp mail. You might need to do the verification and all. Okay, just put the email ID over here. I'm not robot, get your free API. You can put your real email over here also, and you will get the mail from the that website. Here you need to click here to verify, and after it get verified, you can start using their API key. Here you can see the API key. Okay, I will paste this also in the chat, so you can use this key also. So again, how you could use this afterward, like, go in documentation. Here they have written everything. So here, if you are using premium server, then use this. Since we are using free server, you use this link. Okay, so if I just paste this link, let us see what we get. Like, this is the free API server. For more detail, please visit this is. So this is not we should not use this just by itself. We need to append few things. So what we need to append, like, just I will paste this link over here. So let's scroll down. So they are giving us lot many of things where we can use this API. So we are going to use the first one itself, like ultra compact multiple query. Okay, so this is the thing where we are going to use. Just copy this. Okay, so I will copy this and I will append this in front of this link. So here you can see free Kirkon and .com/API/v7. I have copied the link itself and they have written your API key. I will remove this thing. I will paste my API key over here, and here you can see if I copy this link and paste it over here, hit enter, you can see you get USD to PHP. I am not sure what is the PHP. PHP might be like Philippines currency. So why I'm not able to hide this thing? Okay, okay, it is gone right now. So here you can see if I remove this thing and write like CAD to INR and hit enter, you will get CAD to INR. So this is how you could use the API. So I will again paste the link over here. For this tutorial, we will use this only one link. Okay, so here you can see in the last session, if I open my emulator over here at the side, just give a moment. Okay. I'm again building the app for this emulator, so it might take a few moment. Okay, so this was our app. Like if I write 58.2 and hit multiply, it will give 7.80. So this is Indian rupees to Canadian dollar. So this was the conversion. So if I wrote, I hope that was the thing. If I check the same thing, okay, it was in US dollar to Indian rupees. So that was the thing. So we are hard coding, we are inserting this multiplying factor, but we don't want this multiplying factor. We want a number which is present over here on this website. I want this to be taken and use that number to multiply with the given number. So that is the goal for today. So we will start. So we will do this in step by step. Before doing this, let me do one more thing. Like if I have this over here and have one more text field, mm, number over here. I'm sorry. Type. I change this to a decimal or decimal. Okay, so I want this to be a decimal, means to able to take the values in decimal. For to doing that, just click on the square and go in the input field and remove this number and use, okay, just first of all we need to click the number decimal, where it is, okay, number decimal, and then you can remove the number part. So again I will attach this few of the spring like this. There is no need, what are the constraint like that. So I am going to multiply the first number with the second number whenever I press the middle button and output the answer here on the screen. And we are not going to use the text, we are going to use, means not you are going to use the toast, but we are going to use the front end itself to show the answer. Okay, so these are my attachments, and sorry guys, let me increase the size of this text a little bit. If you are not able to find, you can search over here size. Okay, text size, it is 14, we can go for 20. Okay, so this is good enough. So we will start writing IDs to this. I will remove this filter. So ID is this. This ID is factor. We can say factor, and we can okay, refactor this, and we can use the give the ID to this text view as answer. Okay, and again refactor this. So we will output our answer over here. So let's give references to these two also. So we will copy these two lines of code because both will have the similar thing. So first is factor. You can again use any variable name as you see fit. I will give another as an answer. Again here factor. Answer. So again it is showing the red line. So if I go hover on go on hover, you can see there it is saying like use this at least or show more action. Here you can see like it is trying to suggest a few things what where we might have done wrong. So what is the wrong thing over here? If I go here and see here, the factor is nothing but edit text. Here you can see the type is edit text, and here we are trying to cast in button. So we need to remove this button and insert edit text over here. And same thing goes to here. So our answer is not edit text, but it is a text view. So I will write over here as text view. Okay, so now it will work as intended. So what is our goal? We don't need this toast. Sorry guys. So whenever we click the button, we are going for to do this, and afterward we are taking one variant and having that number in that and we need to do the similar thing again for the second number. Second number is nothing but it's a factor text to string, and here I will also write fact. You can write anything, just don't need you no need to repeat the variables. Now I am writing factor over here. You shouldn't use factor same variable whenever you trying to initiate a new variable. So that is the thing, and now again you can see there is one n used for represent it is representing the number string itself but in integer format. So I can also write fact int, which is more suitable name. I will also change the name here, num string int. So we have the answer for what we say for all the values. Like I am suggesting like uh, have the number in this and second number in this, and now you can straightforward multiply this and put that value in the this text view. So what we need to put the value in the text view, you can just write answer dot text equal to, just give me a moment. Sorry guys, I will write over here as what we are going to multiply num string int into factor int. So this is the answer, but we are still getting one error, and it is suggesting add to string. Now, yes, I definitely want to do that. You can directly go and click over here also. It will do on its own. So this is one code. Here you can see fact int is there is one mistake over here. You can see fact int is having the value of num string to the int. We don't want a num string value in the fact int, but the value of fact. I think you might be getting confused due to all this variable name like num, what is num string, what is num string int, what is fact, and what is fact int. Let me clarify the things. Num string is nothing but the value in the first field. Okay. Fact is nothing but the value which is present in the second field. And what is num string int? It is the value of the num string itself, but it in integer format. And same thing with the fact int. It is the same value present in fact, but in integer format. That is the thing. So if I now restart my app and try to see what are the different changes that we have done in the app. Uh, is there any questions? No, no. Is there any hand raised? No. So here you can see there are two fields, and if I write like 54 and here like 3, and if I hit multiply, here you can see 54 into 3 is nothing but 162. If I write 2 and hit multiply, you can see it's 108. So you can make a basic multiplying basic what you say uh, calculator also using this. Like 25 into 2 is nothing but 50 into 3, it should give us 75. So now means we have developed the engine. Just now we need to feed the petrol to this, and this petrol is we are taking from user, but now we don't need to take the petrol from the engine. We are going to take the data. What I mean by petrol, it is nothing but data, and data we are going to take from the website using this link. So we will go one step at one time. So here you can see this is very big code, not a big code, but it can get bigger. So what few things we might need to change, like let's say if there is no value inside this and I hit multiply, it will close my app, it will crash my app. If I just write 12 over here and hit multiply, it will again crash my app. So what is the reason behind this? The reason is nothing but the thing which I wrote inside this field should be a number. But if it is empty, it is not considered as a number. It is not like it is a zero. It is nothing. So before clicking on this, we need to check few things. So to check a things, to check a condition, what we use a if statement. Okay, if statement. So if I write if over here, so if the condition, if a number is present, I will just write in simple English. If numbers are present, okay, we need two numbers. Numbers are present, then only execute this. Okay, else do nothing. Else do nothing. Yeah, we can give one warning like input is invalid or something like that. This can be done. So let us try one thing at a time. So I will copy this toast and write this in else, and here I will give one warning like invalid inputs. Okay, and here the condition, like this is simple English, but to what do we say, what we need to have to change this simple English into programming language is that we can give few other terms like num. What is num? Num is edit text. Okay, so this edit text should not be empty, so num dot text. Okay, dot, and here we are getting like is empty. So it will check if it is empty. If the num dot text is empty, we don't want to do this. Okay, So if this value returns true, it means like this is the num is means there is nothing in the int, there is nothing in that input field. So we need to write the opposite condition, means this should be false, then only we need to go inside this. So there are many ways where you can write this thing in else and this thing in if, there is no problem. But there is one symbol called exclamation mark, and what does it means? It is negation, nothing but negation, means it will convert true to false and false to true. So whenever this will return true, it will give us false. And now we don't just need we don't just want to check only one field, we need to check both the fields. So to have both the fields not empty, we can write and like this, and write the same thing again, control C and control V, and here we will check the factor. Okay, factor is nothing but second number. Okay, by mistakenly I replaced with the text, so I need to change the num to factor. So again, so to have and, we can use double and hit the play button. So now if I show you the app, if I hit multiply, it will give input invalid inputs. So if I just write 12, it will again say invalid input because there is no number present below. So if I write 13 below, it will again say invalid. There should be both the number available, and if I now hit multiply, it will give the correct answer, 156. So this is the way you can develop one basic app, calculator app, anything you want to do. So till then, is there any question? Okay, how we access recording of tomorrow, sorry, of the day 1 and day 2? I will share the link today itself with the link of all the 3 sessions, uh, including the today's session. So don't worry, Aman. So is there any question, guys? Like there are 52 attendance and there is no questions. So if you have any questions, you can raise your hand. I will unmute you guys or ask the question in the chat. Okay, guys, there are no questions here. So here you can see there is like big code written inside this block. Like after this button is pressed, like let me give some spaces so you can get the clear idea. So the things which are written inside this and this are being executed only once when the button is pressed. Okay, so we want this code to be execute again and again, and this is a slightly bigger code. So you can use functions over here. There are functions just like the function which is over here, function on create. So to do that, you can write like private func, and you can give the name like they have given on create. Here you can write multiply, and here it just give the semicolons. And if I copy this and paste this over here, and I just write this, remove this thing and have fun, not fun, multiply written over here. Now whenever the button is pressed, it will call this multiply function, and I have defined the multiply function over here. So anything written in this function will be executed here. So you might say like what was the necessary, what was the demand, means why are we doing this type of thing? Because let's say we want to use this code again and again in single program, you can just write multiply over here, there just insert one line. So again we are getting the red numbers over here, like create local variable num, because if you could say like we have given the definition of num in this function, in this function. So it is not allowed to exceed the function, exceed the what we say, variables from the different class. So there are ways where you can where means you can share your what we say, data between the functions. So one of it is like we can just pass the values which are necessary, like num, factor, as well as answer. Here you can see I'm passing num, factor, and answer, which were the things which are required by this, and I can just take these values over here. String num, string factor, string ns. We don't need a just give small factor. So here you could see, okay, answer is also string. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. It is not the string. It is a num. If I scroll over here, you can see num is nothing but edit text. So I need to write edit text over here. Same with the factor. And for the answer, you can use text here. I might get a error. Let us see what is the error. So okay, let me think on this. Till then, you if you have any questions, you can ask me in the chat. So we'll try to remove this private, I guess. That might be making the issue over here. And yes, we need to put colon over here. I guess, yeah. Let us see if this doesn't work. We will go for our old method. We are writing this in opposite way. Like we need to give num first, then the edit text. So that was the issue over here. Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V, ns. Now if I run this, it will not give me any error. Oh, still we are getting one error. Okay, by mistakenly I remove the code from here. So if I again restart my app, here you can see, yes, it has launched. Fine, okay. Till then, let me see if there are any questions. Okay, can we multiply only or can do addition, subtraction, division? Yes, we can do any functions. You can make the first function public. Okay, so yeah, no need to do that. Yeah, if I make the this public, I guess you want to say like we can access this variable from any of these from means from any of the function. So it is little bit risky, like we shouldn't give access of our variables to the other functions. Like this means you might be working on group or something like that. So this is the proper way if you want to share the data with other functions. So if you could let us revise the things, like I have wrote this thing in a function, and to define a function we write a fun and the name of the function, and inside that give the all the what we say variable name which you intend to use in this app, in this, sorry, not app, in this function, and give the data type. And while calling the function, give the name of the function, use a parenthesis, and pass that same data type variables in that. So this is the one thing that wasn't taught you in before. So let us move forward and see what we can do more. So let's say I want to access the data from this website. So what we can do? So again, instead of telling means I telling you, we can search on Google and let us see like what are the people other people are saying, like. So how you could check Kotlin, don't use Kotlin, like Android studios, Android studios access JSON file Kotlin, and this is how you should search. Mm, let us see one by one, like first website, what it says. Like, okay, here they haven't accessed the JSON file directly from the internet, but use the has loaded the JSON locally. How Android Studios access JSON file online? Just give the what we say, keywords, like how to read JSON from URL using Kotlin. Okay, so yes, the thing we needed the most. Here you can see val API response equals to this and this and this. So this is the line we required right now. So if I go over here in our app, let us see if it is the true thing, like we require it, means the thing we needed right now. I have pasted the thing. Here you can see URL is right now red, so you can just click hover on it and just hit import, and it will ask like two things, which of the thing you need to access that. Like if I go on the documentation again, let us see what they have done. If I go on docs, yeah, fully okay, it is the Kotlin standard lib, kotlin.io, java.net.url, and read text. Okay. Extremely sorry. So they are providing me two options, like go with the first or second. So we will go with the first one. And here we need to paste our website, paste the link. So this is the link. So we get the data in API response, and we will feed this to other thing, like to let me try this thing. Like if I insert this API key, what it will give me as answer, API response. Okay. So if I try to load it, it should give me a pop-up saying the value of the thing. But again, here you can see the app is getting crashed. What might be the reason? Let us see what they have written in the community. Okay. If I go below, here you can see they have even other things also, like try and catch. You can do these also. Mm, There are other libraries also, like Retrofit is also other like one library in which you can get a JSON file in a Retrofit builder format. Or scroll down a little bit. Mm, okay, we can also copy this text also. No need to. Okay, they are using Volley. This is also one library, and this is a thing which is like commonly used in Android Studios. So we will try to use that one. So if I remove this thing and hit the paste button, and let me remove this thing of this toast also. So again, now let's start to import a few things like hover on this and add dependency. Just hit the given suggestion. Do the same thing to everything. Just hover and say import. Some of the time you might get options like what you want to choose, like request in download manager or something like that. So here I guess I want to use like the first one. Usually the first one is the most required, like method response import. Okay guys, so here you can see these are the things you get with this function, response.listener, and here they have used the text view and then they are printing that. But since we have the text view with us, which is nothing but the answer, we will just replace this text view with that thing. We will remove this while ins. So here there is only one thing left. Download manager dot get. What is the issue with this? Let me check. Okay, so by mistakenly I had imported the wrong request file. While importing the request file, use the volley command. Means use choose the volley, and if I now go to the app, I might see few things over here. Okay, so there might be a problem because we haven't given the, okay, that didn't work. So we are getting one response which is the error and it is printing that didn't work. And why is we are getting the response? Because we haven't given the URL. So here you can see like the URL is www.google.com, which is not right. Like we are going to use going for this URL. So if I copy this, paste this over here, now try to go. So let us see. Okay, it's still saying that didn't work, so there might be an issue over here. So let us see what is the issue with it. Okay, we will come back to this thing afterward. Before that, we need to do few more things. That is, we need to choose the language, which language we you are going for. Not the language, the currency. So there are many things like you can go for like radio buttons, if I show it here, here you can see like you can choose only one, that thing you can go with, or use the toggle switch. This is the toggle switch, and you can switch between the languages in similar fashion. So I will again try to see what is the issue over here. uh, let's do the search again. JSON, read JSON from URL Kotlin. Okay, let's try to search that. Kotlin Android JSON parsing using URL. Okay, let it be. So let us see what they have done. This is not okay. Here it is. Hmm, let me scroll down a little bit. Okay, here the request builder.url.build. Uh, mm, okay, let us try to use this function, and you can go. Okay, let me just copy this function first, and I will explain the further things. Okay, I have copied it. Mm, so we are not using any progress bar, so I will remove this. Builder, I will insert this, and same with this, I will hit import callback. Client. Okay, so there are a few more errors. Let me see what is client over here. So they have declared the client over here. Just I'm just copying things from here and there. Okay, so don't get confused. So I need to import create class. Okay. Okay, this thing might be getting confused, like more complicated than before. We will try to fix the previous thing which we are using this, but for that I need to search it more further. Let me see if there are any questions. In the beginning you said we can create our own API. Can you suggest any tutorial or resource for learning more about it? See, there are many platforms where using that you can develop the API. Like there is one Flask. You can use that Flask, or you can have your own Node.js server. Means have a server and deploy Node.js files over there. So to learn about this, you can go for YouTube tutorials. Just search on YouTube like how to make API and all that. So that is the thing. Like, let me do this again. This should have work. I'm not sure why it is not working. Okay, we are getting the response over here, but while fetching that thing in what we say, in this app, it is showing us some error. So let me remove these things which we are using right now. Let's try importing again. Mm, okay, I got it. I think I got it. Let me test and I will explain what might be the error over here. Let me see the first. Have it work? No, it's not working yet. Response.substring, everything is okay, but we are not getting response over here. Okay, and time is about to end. Like we are supposed to finish this session by 7. Okay, guys. What I will do is like I will explore the this thing more further, and I will plan a new session for this again in future. Means I have tried this thing before and it was working, and now it is not working. So I guess I need to continue this in next session. So till then, if you have any questions, you can ask like in. Okay, thank you. Is there any question? You can raise your hands also. I can answer that. Okay, there are no questions. So I will give the summary of this session, what we have discussed till now. So we have discussed one API which we can use. What is API? We have discussed that, and how you could get a your free means API key using this website for the what we say. Let me just copy this again and put that in the chat. Okay, web development. Mohit is asking any upcoming session for web development. Yes, we are planning few sessions for web development. We will let you know, Mohit. Mm, so, okay, where were we? We were discussing the summary that we had this in the session. So again, here you can see there is the documentation, and they have provided all the URL, and using that URL here you can see we have inserted our API key over here. We are getting the response. uh, you can give like anything, like I guess for Pakistan rupees it is PKR. Let us try that. Okay, one PKR is nothing but 0.42 rupees, and if I flip this like INR to PKR, INR to PKR. So one Indian rupees is 2.37 Pakistani rupees. So this is the conversion, and you can use this to have a dynamic nature to our app. But yes, since it is not working, I will try this again at my end, and uh, I will record that part, and I will put that recording in the mail, which I am going to mail you today. At max, I will mail it till tomorrow. So don't worry, guys. And this is the way you can develop your app. And the last thing, how you could export this app, like how you could share this app with your friends. So that is the thing we haven't discussed it. Let me tell you how you could do that. So I will control Z few things. Let me see if I can go little bit back. Mm, okay, guys. Yeah, it was working till here. Let me rerun this. So again, now this app is in what we say, uh, just in testing phase. But if you still want to share this app with your friend, you can, what you can do, you can go in build. You can go in this build bundle slash APK and hit build APK. Okay. There is generate sign bundle APK also, that is for the final version. But to again to share this with your friends, you can just hit and build APKs and wait for a few moments. It will build the export the APK file and give you the location over here. Just give the system time. Okay, so here you can see it has already built the app. I can just hit locate, and I will here is the app. It is of 4 MB. I will share this app on MS Team itself, so you can try to install it at your end. It might give some warning like okay, this app is not safe and all, because we are not a verified developer. That might be the reason. Okay, it is not inserting. Let me try another way. Hmm. Okay, I'm not able to attach this. So, okay, guys, I will share the APK link afterward in the mail itself. So, so this is the final session. So, if you have any questions regarding the session, you can ask right now, because I am not sure like if we are able to if we are going to meet again any soon. So if there are any question, you can put in the chat or raise the hand. Okay, so there are no any hand raises. So we will conclude this session, guys, for today. And it was a nice audience. Like you are like very enthusiastically asking questions. I'm not sure what happened today, but on day one and day two, yes, you guys were very excited, and I'm very happy for that. So yes, we will conclude this session. I will stop the recording and screen sharing.